Welcome back to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Rob Dew. And thanks to Jakari for doing that last segment there on the, especially I like the pink gun story. Hold them off with the pink. Anyway, we're going to move on to this report we have here. Greedy developers set sights on Austin treasure. This is kind of an ongoing fight that's been going on between people who want to take this amazing pool. Let's roll some of that footage over top of it, Barton Springs, and kind of change it to where, you know, only rich people want to go there, basically gentrify it. Right now, everybody in the world goes to Barton Springs in the summertime. It's about 105 out. The water is in the low 70s. Amazing place. The waters are, I mean, it feels like you're being bathed in the most amazing water. Just swimming there. There's where the salamanders live. They have that roped off, and there's all kind of people who worry about these salamanders, and that's great. That's what environmentalists do. They worry about salamanders. And they have their spot, and we're able to swim with the salamanders, and everything's great, hunky-dory. We can jump off the diving board. Water flows through back out to Barton Creek. There you can see it flowing out. And just on the other side of that, people, you know, play with their dogs and stuff. I mean, this is all footage I shot, basically underwater with the camera. Lots of fish down there, beautiful plant life. They had these little flowers growing off of these plants. I mean, it's just amazing down there. Really is an amazing treasure. Well, the city council, armed, you know, with these architects who want to help beautify it and turn it into this, you know, pristine place where no one has to step on grass or dirt. They can simply walk along the concrete paths that we're going to build everywhere. Well, actually, yeah, let's go to that map first. Right there. That's what they're going to propose to do. They want to beautify all these areas. They want to put some paths in. But what is the real problem with Barton Springs? Let's go to this overhead map here. I'm going to show you. This is what they say the problem is. Along here is this long sidewalk that you saw video of. And basically, it's a giant culvert. And Barton Creek, when it fills up with water, it runs along this culvert so it does not hit the springs and flows out. Because you get a lot of pollution and stuff in that spring area. Well, here's the culvert. This is what it looks like. You can basically fit a man in there very easily. They're saying it's cracked at the bottom. Some of the cracks are up to an inch wide. Oh, I'm sorry. That's an inch. Right there, an inch wide, and they have to do something about it. So what are they proposing? Well, let's go back to the map. They're going to rip up the entire sidewalk there, rip up both dams on either side, and also put these paths in and increase the fence line and do all this other stuff because of some cracks in the culvert. Okay? It's like using a cannon to get a mosquito off your nose. And they have this architect that they already paid over $180,000 to, and she's passed the project on to her buddies, and they're going to get in. It's this big trendy thing they're going to do where we're going to remake Barton Springs, where if you look at this concrete, yes, it's aged, but it's strong concrete. This stuff isn't going anywhere for 50 years, okay? It is hardy stuff. It's when they used to make things to last. Okay, they're going to put something in that'll have to be resurfaced every 2 years and cost $100,000 to upkeep, and then all of a sudden the city's going to go, you know what? We can't handle this. We need to give it to this private developer who just all of a sudden came out of the blue and is able to run Barton Springs. But they're going to jack up the rates from $3 a person to probably $8 a person, or maybe even $10 a person, and they're going to charge you to park every time you come in. That's also one of the things. In the back, it's a dirt parking lot. It's nondescript. People like it that way. When you talk to the people of Austin, they like it the way it is. We're not Dallas, okay? We are Austin. We don't mind a little dirt in our hippie shoes. That's the way it is. And so now they want to make this paved parking lot, which is going to trap more heat down there and just make it hotter out there as it is. And they want to put up a better fence that's nicer than the one they have, which is just basically your basic industrial fence with some barbed wire pointing out to keep people out at night. Which, by the way, Barton Springs is a great place to swim at night. Even though the water is cold, man, let me tell you, it is invigorating. So now they want to close it on October 1st. They want to close it and do what they're saying is $2.2 million worth of work. Well, we all know that's going to balloon because they were telling people it's only going to be closed for 9 months. Alex Jones was there talking with the engineers and the developers who were there with hard hats. They say it could take up to 11 months. It could go even longer than that. And it stipulates in their entire process, So they're using this excuse of, well, we've got to fix the culvert to basically change the entire face of Barton Springs to make it more friendlier to people who don't like grass and trees and stuff like that. And you know, have you ever seen a foundation repair to a house? They don't destroy the house in order to rebuild the foundation. They dig up underneath it and do that. And what they're going to do is actually drain Barton Springs to about a foot so they can do all these repairs, and it's going to kill all the wildlife there. It's going to kill the precious salamanders. Okay, do you hear me, environmentalists? It's going to kill the salamanders because it's going to drain the other pools that are surrounding it where the salamanders actually breed. So this is going to be devastating to the entire ecosystem of that area when they drain this and do all their work. They're going to drain it to about a foot deep. This place is up to like 25 feet in some places. I mean, you dive down and you look up and you're like, wow, there's like several layers of people on top of me. So here's a quick couple of interviews I did while I was out there shooting some video, just asking people what they thought of the repairs, and then we'll come back and just look at the costs.
And how long have you been coming to Barton Springs?
A couple years with my daughter, Kyra.
Cool.
We come down on Saturday mornings and swim. The water's awesome, the people are cool. We've been down here for a full moon howl. It's a great place. Everybody's always in such a great mood.
Excellent, excellent. Now, did you hear about the closure that they're going to do possibly October 1st? That's
we just recently heard some rumors about that, and I really don't know enough about it, but I kind of like the walkway that's here, the texture of it, and just the character of the whole place. I don't know what they have in mind for modifications, but I really don't see any need for it unless it's falling apart underneath. You know, cosmetically, I don't think it really needs anything. I think the Springs is pretty cool the way it is.
If it's something inside of the bypass, it seems like the main way to fix it would be inside of the bypass. I'd come here a lot and I can't see any obvious external problems with the sidewalk. Maybe it might be like an aesthetic thing that, you know, oftentimes people will use a necessary construction for like an obvious aesthetic changer, and that could be the case. I'm sure you're familiar with Barton Creek and stuff. You know, a lot of people make up environmental like nuisances as a justification for their own development and building.
That was just from a couple of the citizens of Austin that I talked to. I tried to get on camera the head manager there of the Barton Springs Pool, and she wouldn't talk. And I was there not last week, week before last. That's when Alex started sniffing out this story. And she wouldn't talk to me on camera because she hadn't been notified yet of when it was really going to close. So that's what your government, local government, thinks of you, Austin. They're going to keep you in the dark and feed you manure. And what's that called, being a mushroom? And so now they've finally come out, just this last week, they're saying, oh, we're going to shut it down October 1st. We're going to start, here, let's go to this overhead right here. They're going to drain it here, this shallow end, and this is the deep end. And they're going to drain this and start repairing and destroying the awesome concrete sidewalk there and put in a new one that'll probably have to be repaired in 5 years or less, I predict. And then they're going to drain the rest of Barton Springs and finish the repair around. They're going to redo the 2 dams, which are in perfect working order. And they put out this, the Watershed Protection put out this thing here. Here's what it says. Shallow end pool closed October 1st until project's in. Pool closed mid-November until the project's in. The pool should reopen before March 2013. However, the schedule may change due to weather conditions or construction issues. Oh, wow, that's pretty open-ended. Sounds like we got a plan, huh, Austin? We're just going to close down the springs and destroy it, and then when we have construction issues, oh, well, no more Barton Springs. Too bad the developers came and ruined it all. And this was voted on by your city council that also votes to keep fluoride in our water and tells us it's good for our teeth because you got your crackpot mayor sitting there going, well, my data says it's good for me. Hey. When I've been to the damn plant, I've seen what they put in our water. It's frickin' poison. Here's a card Alex got from Lori Dries, PhD. She's an ecologist for the city of Austin. She basically said, here's her card. She basically said, when they drain this thing, it's going to kill all the wildlife in there. Nothing's going to survive because it needs that water to live. And then who knows what else they're going to put in through all their construction processes, what kind of contaminants and stuff. So, you know, the Save Our Springs people, while they may not quite understand how Agenda 21 works, they definitely love their Austin pool, their Barton Springs, and they want to see it saved. I would like to encourage now, basically a call to action to everyone in Austin to call the city council and tell them to stop this project. They need to put it to a vote or at least have more public input, because they kept this thing under wraps of how they were going to do it. Then they try to spring it on us when nobody's looking, because there's not a lot of people there right now. There's a lot of regulars. The regulars are there every day. The regulars swim year-round because it stays the same temperature year-round. But it's not crowded like it is, in the months of August and July. So I'm encouraging everyone to call the city council right now. Let's let them know what they're doing is not right. If they need to fix this culvert, go inside, hire a foundation repair company, a local foundation repair company. We don't need to hire an architecture firm from California or Timbuktu to come in and fix small 1-inch cracks that are inside a culvert. Okay? I could probably come up with a plan to fix this thing for a couple $100,000, and I wouldn't even need to close the springs to do it. So that's my spiel on Barton Springs. I hope I did a good job. Alex kind of sprung this on me at the last minute, but I do feel very strong about the Springs. It is an amazing place, and I'd hate to see it destroyed by a bunch of bureaucrats with their pie-in-the-sky plans to turn it into a parking lot, essentially. And, in fact, let's take another look at the Springs. There it is, good old Barton Springs. We sure are going to miss you when the bureaucrats come in and destroy you.
Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at INFOWARS.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity-fed filter out there. It's what my family uses. INFOWARS.com already has the lowest price on ProPure. But if you add the promo code WATER at checkout, you get an additional 10% off at INFOWARS.com. You can also call to order 888-253-3139.